Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com. Nobody can forecast the climate because nobody understands it. But forecasting the behavior of climate academics is actually pretty easy. 8 years ago, Ted Cruz used a graph like this in a Senate hearing. The point was to show that satellites indicated very little warming over the previous 20 years. He also used this graph, which I made, that showed data tampering to the United States temperature record. Needless to say, Ted Cruz exposing the truth about climate didn't make him very popular in the press. The satellite data he used in the hearing was from Carl Mears at Remote Sensing Systems. Carl Mears immediately started getting attacked by the press. The Washington Post convinced him to repent and apologize in this editorial. In the editorial, Carl Mears wrote that the data doesn't actually show what the data showed. Let's take a look at what his website looked like at the time. He had this graph showing actual temperatures in blue and climate model forecasts in yellow. And he wrote this: "Note that after 1998, the observations are likely to be below the simulated values, indicating that the simulation as a whole are predicting too much warming. To tell the truth about climate or question the climate models is heresy in the climate world." I knew that Carl Mears was under a lot of pressure, so I made a prediction on March 27, 2015. Look for the satellite data to be adjusted to bring it into compliance with the fully fraudulent surface temperatures. It seems likely that remote sensing systems will soon be making big changes to match the needs of the climate mafia. Bookmark this post. I predicted that he would rotate his data to show warming when no warming actually existed. And not surprisingly, that is exactly what he did. He rotated the data to produce warming where previously there was none. Now I'm going to show you exactly how Carl Mears altered his data. This was his old version, which showed no warming. The blue represents the error range of his measurements. This is his new version of the graph. Note that the blue error range has disappeared. Now I'm going to superimpose the old version on the new version. He eliminated the blue error range and moved the new version of the graph up to the top of what was previously the error range. This is very unscientific behavior, but it's fairly typical of what happens when people come under pressure from the climate mafia. Nice little satellite you've got there. We wouldn't want anything bad to happen to it. There wasn't any significant warming for a long time, so the data had to be changed. BBC News wrote this article 10 years ago this week. Global warming pause central to IPCC climate report. This article was published in Science magazine in 2009. What happened to global warming? And they used this graph which showed little or no warming for more than a decade. But reality didn't suit the needs of the climate mafia. So not surprisingly, the global warming pause has been completely erased in recent temperature graphs from government agencies. These temperature graphs from government agencies, which are shown over and over again by the press, have nothing to do with reality. These graphs from the U.S. government are propaganda, not science or climate. Toto's been pulling back the curtain on the climate scam for more than 15 years, and now he's a father as well. This is the mother Ruby with 2 of the 4 puppies that were born on Saturday. I will be posting a lot more pictures of the puppies soon.